Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Bridgette.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. So my name is Bridgette Moore, and I'm on the City Council for the City of Wildomar. And behind the camera is Councilman Joseph Morabito.
Hi.
But today we're wearing different hats, and we're doing a pilot program called Wildomar Conversations. And we want to highlight the wonderful people in Wildomar and businesses, and everyone has a story to tell. So we're here today to speak with Ashley Fox.
Okay.
So I think you were about 8 years old, and I think we met, if I'm remembering right, back at Morabito Park, and it was an event.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I think it had to do with the park.
Saving the park?
Yeah. I vaguely remember bits and pieces of it, but
Yes.
I do remember that.
I remember kind of being at the area that has the breezeway, sitting there and meeting you and your mom, Kimberly. So, yeah. And then meeting you around the same time, we also met Kaylin Turner.
Yeah.
And Kylie Carroll. And so it's been a pleasure watching all three of you grow up, you wonderful young ladies, just doing so much. And then, so we know that you do have spinal muscular atrophy.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell us a little bit how that has affected you and your life.
It's such an interesting question when people ask how it's affected and impacted because it's so familiar. So it's hard to kind of weigh the impact. But it's definitely, I've had to definitely be creative in certain ways because of how inaccessible the world can be. In order to make my way in life, I've had to think outside the box in certain ways just to get done what I need to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember one of the events we did, it was Kaylin and yourself and I and your mom, and we went down to San Diego and it was an SMA walk.
Yeah.
And that was a fun day.
It was so fun. It was you guys, and then I had 3 friends from school also show up, and it was really fun having all my friends from various groups in one location. And
then that was a fundraiser.
Yeah.
For SMA, okay?
Yeah.
And so I think we walked around down by the pier. It was like on that walkway. It was really
it was down by the shore.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then, so growing up watching you in person and on Facebook, in my opinion, you have not let SMA stop you in any way. I know you were a Girl Scout and you did your gold award or silver award. Silver award with doing the wheelchair swing that was installed at Martin O'Brien Park. And I know you were a cheerleader.
Yes.
And then now you just graduated with an AA from MSJC.
Yeah.
So I'm so proud of you. It's just an amazing accomplishment. So tell us what your goals now.
So right now I'm currently transferring to UCSD to finish my undergrad in psychology. And then in hopes I will get my master's in sports psychology along with my doctorate in educational psychology. And I'll hopefully work in the sports realm, whether that's with the teams themselves or they outsource their players to me. But basically my job is to help with game day performance, everyday practice, along with injury rehab. So it'll be fun.
I can see how important that would be.
Yeah.
Someone who's worked their whole life for this, and then they get an injury that maybe sidelines them, and then how does that affect them? And how do they get through that and still be the person that they had always dreamed of being?
Yeah, I'm not an athlete, but I do very much understand the mental toll of injuries and procedures, and I get it. So to be able to help them through that is rewarding.
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
So last year, actually, we had spoke via Zoom. We had a meeting, and you were letting me know about things in Wildomar, but also outside of Wildomar, where you need more accessibility.
Yeah, accessibility is so much more than ramps outside the store. It's access to resources without paying so much money. I mean, for example, with wheelchair accessible vans, they can cost anywhere from $20,000 to modifications to the van to
That's so expensive.
$60,000 for the entire van, brand new. And yes, there are charities, and that's great. I love them all, but why do we have to rely on the goodness of others for resources that are so very needed?
Oh, good point, because this is your quality of life.
Yeah.
You need this van for your quality of life.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some ways you wish to then promote accessibility?
The general idea is making us feel welcome and just providing certain resources at events and just making sure it's known that we have a space for you and you are welcome
Okay.
without making us feel like a burden for asking for those things.
Okay. So what are some things you think that we could do right here in the city, since we have 2 council members here? What is any ideas that we can make our events? Like we have our birthday coming up on July 10th.
Yeah, definitely ASL interpreters
Okay.
for the deaf community.
Okay.
Braille menus at restaurants, just so those who are visually impaired can be able to go out to eat. Things like that. I mean, it's so small but so impactful.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I think we can definitely incorporate those, and I can speak with the Chamber of Commerce, and I can speak with the restaurants themselves about the menus, and definitely we did have an ASL interpreter, is that the correct term?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Before, so I will definitely bring it up to our city manager to incorporate that into our birthday that's coming up.
Oh.
So thank you for those ideas.
Yeah.
So you're kind of turning into an activist.
I am.
I love it, because I call myself, I'm an activist, so I love that. I always want to rah and get the team going and get movements happening.
Yeah, I love it. It's so rewarding to work with others as well. Like it's not a one-man show at all. For example, I'm a part of a marriage equality task force right now. So there's about 200 of us, all with various disabilities, all working together to get the same goal accomplished.
So are you saying right now that you're unable to get married? Is that why you
legally I cannot get married because I will lose my health insurance. Health insurance is often tied to SSI and SSDI, and to qualify for those, you have to only have $1,200 or less in your account, and there's a certain threshold to the income. And when you get married, they consider the spousal income. So obviously that's impossible with 2 people. So when you get married, they consider that, and you very well could lose your health insurance.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, so on this task force, I think you might head to Congress.
It's maybe. I'm not exactly sure. It's still in the works, but they're gonna definitely need people to go talk on Capitol Hill to politicians and encourage.
Well, I think you're the right person.
Thank you.
To do that. So when you head to college, actually this fall, do you think there'll be resources there and clubs maybe that will help you get your activism going?
Yeah, I still have to do my fair share of research. But I know you can make your own club if there's not a disability club on campus, but I think there is. I don't know what it's called yet, though.
Okay.
But they have the resources for you to find your people in your community and get your voices heard, and they're very big on hearing their students. So.
And you're really involved with the SMA community also.
Yeah.
Going to camps.
Yeah, so I graduated from MDA camp in 2018. I aged out. There was no way along with me and my other friends. But I reached out to a camp foundation called Camp Promise. And I said, hey, do you guys have any interest in expanding your camps to California? And they said, yeah, so we're getting an adult camp in the works.
See, you're already making changes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to tell the Wildomar community, or maybe anyone else with SMA?
No matter how much pushback you get, no matter how many no's you receive, your voice matters, your needs matter. You're not high maintenance, you're not needy, you're not a burden. It's very much your life, and you need to get the resources you need to live it.
Oh, that is wonderful. It sounds like you really identify with yourself. You know your boundaries. You know what you need. You're not afraid to ask for it. I think that's wonderful, insightful. That even many other adults might not have that. So I think that you've really gained a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Ashley, for being our very first Wildomar Conversation, and we're so thankful you took the time to do this today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for even considering me.
Thank you.